Hi, I'm Meg.
And I'm David.
Welcome to The Average Vegans, a podcast to help you live an attainable vegan lifestyle. We're not the ripped influencer vegans you hear about in other podcasts. We're just some ordinary people living in the South, eating plants and loving animals.
And on this episode, we are discussing kitchen tools.
That are perfect for vegans. I wish you all could see how
Here's
fancy David is
here's
right
the thing.
now.
I notice I do this at the beginning of every episode. I always say the name of the subject whimsical, but also do like a Vanna White or like a Price is Right kind of motion.
Like a presentation, yes.
Yeah, and you're like, we're talking about
But it's only
what
for
vegans
me.
eat, and I move my arm. I don't know why I do that, but yes, kitchen tools, especially useful if you're one of your New Year's resolutions, since we're in the end of the year, is to cook more at home, eat out less, experiment in the kitchen, maybe try something new. Great things. Some of the things we're going to talk about are like a bit of a life hack. Getting this makes your life a lot
Yes.
easier, or just things you don't really think you need until you go, crap, I wish I had that thing.
It'd be so handy right
It really
now.
would be, yes. And
Yeah,
these are all
so
things we both either use, or it's a list we actually use on a regular basis.
exactly. And it's things that'll just again make things quicker, make things, more efficient so that you're not in the kitchen forever. And we kind of started with small appliances, the things that are going to be a little bit, bigger. And I think our favorite is an air fryer.
Oh
Both of
man,
us love, I
wear
love our
mine
air
out.
fryers. I'd marry that little bitch if I could.
Oh, I'm telling you, I did. We have a we have. We eloped. State
Yeah,
of
it's very
Georgia, you
secretive.
can't marry your friend. You can't Alabama, so we went to Alabama to do it.
I
I
hate
don't know
you
who's
so
surprised, but it was like, where can you marry a small appliance? Turns out, Alabama. Um,
dying. Okay. Stop making me laugh so hard I cry. I can't handle it.
make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
An air fryer is good for like multiple purposes. So I do everything from my tofu and tempeh in there to Brussels sprouts and potatoes. I even have a friend who like just heats up some of her meals in her air fryers. Like she doesn't use her microwave very often, which I find a little odd. But an air fryer can be handy in cutting down on oil,
Oh,
and just creating
massively.
a healthier version of things that you would normally fry in oil. So
So like two things. Like my
what?
favorite thing of all time to make my air fryer is my tofu, and I use the Trader Joe's vegan
Me too.
chicken seasoning and nutritional yeast put together. Oh my god! But I have actually, there's videos on the intrawebs. There's one person, they actually, it was like, what can we make in an air fryer kind of challenge, and they made everything from a pizza to little little apple pie pockets.
Is that the YouTube lady who uses different machines to make food?
No, this is a dude. This is a guy. He
Okay.
has this beautiful kitchen. But it always like little jars with all the ingredient stuff in it. It's not a vegan channel, but he made everything from like
A
cinnamon
pizza.
pizza, cinnamon rolls. He made like his little apple pie, like little like pocket thingies. But air fryer, I mean, it's essentially an oven. If you look at it, it's an
Yeah.
oven, but it's like a I'll call it like a super powered oven. There's no real warming up speed. It gets it really hot really fast. And you don't need any oil really in most cases. I don't think I've ever used oil. I think the only time I did
I
a
don't
little,
think I have
I
either.
used on tempeh once, and I didn't need it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Which is great, Like sometimes I would have normally probably sauteed some tofu to get it crunchy and stuff, but now I can just throw it in the air fryer, eliminate the use of oil, and have like the best
Oh, bro.
tofu ever comes from an air fryer. You just have to keep an eye on it because you can go over that limit real quick and make some super rubbery tofu as well.
Oh yeah,
So
that's like 2/3 the way I shake it. Make sure we're good. Like, okay, all right, couple more minutes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's definitely like the number one small appliance, I think, for a vegan. I don't own an Instapot, but I hear they're pretty amazing. You do. Okay, so
I
tell me.
Yeah, I
Tell me how great
do.
it is.
I haven't used it too much.
Okay.
It's a very useful all-in-one kind of appliance. Now they do also have Instant Pots that are like air fryer Instant Pots in one and all kinds of stuff. Instant Pot is it's mostly like a pressure cooker. So you
Right.
can
So I know
make
people make rice in it a
yes, it
lot.
makes raw super good rice. Like the rice is all nice and fluffy and delicious. But it's really great if you're used to using a crock pot, or it's think of it like
Oh.
a super crock pot. So you can put like a lot of like you just put all of your ingredients in there, your seasonings, and just set it and forget it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Instapots have also like saute settings. So one thing is great if you're like making a chili, for example, you can put your bell peppers, your onions, everything in there, saute everything, throw all of your other ingredients in there,
Wow.
and turn it on, put it to seal, put your time and walk away. And also heat, much like a crock pot, it'll just like let it sit and heat. So once
Mm-hmm.
it's done, it's ready to go. You literally like I've actually put chili on to cook, gone out to stores, done my shopping, run my errands, come back, and dinner time.
Okay.
It's
Perfect.
fantastic. So yeah, there's so much more you can do in it. I've mainly made rice and chili and like a couple of little smaller things in it, but it's essentially
Yeah.
like it's a crock pot on steroids essentially.
Yeah. And I know that like a lot of people when they do meal prep, they'll use the Instapot to make their rice while they're doing like everything else. Like 'cause it's just going to make it way quicker. And
Yeah.
again, like you said, I've heard it makes the fluffiest, best kind of rice. So I don't own one. I want one, but I have so many small appliances. I'm just like, do I need more?
I actually want to add something onto this.
Okay.
To our list we didn't have on there, and now we're talking about it. Um, it's related. A rice cooker,
Okay.
just a rice cooker.
What's a plain rice cooker? Okay,
I
I need one of those.
I don't use because I don't really use Instapot for rice that often. I mainly use my rice cooker. The rice
Okay.
cooker is like I mean I can go into it, but the way rice cooker just works is just an amazing use of physics. It's fantastic and like it's magnets and how heat changes the way magnets work. It's amazing. But I have a $20 rice cooker. It's downstairs right now with rice in it. Like literally right now with rice in it,
Oh,
ready for. And it's I put a cup of rice. It makes like 3 cups worth after it's cooked. That's my meal prep for the week. I'm good. I'm ready to go. I love my rice cooker. They're cheap. They're great gifts. You can get a
mm.
small one for like $20, and I absolutely love it.
If my husband is listening, I'd like a rice cooker.
It's
Add that to the list.
probably one other than my air fryer. It's one of my favorite
Okay,
appliances that I have.
that's great. So our next one, okay, so we have a blender which can, is used like to make smoothies, all kinds of blender stuff. We also have like a food processor. You could kind of just get a Ninja, which is what I have,
Me too. That's what
and
I
it
have.
does both.
Yeah.
Right. So I have a Ninja that has either a big like smoothie size container or a smaller one if I want to do like chopping of veggies or whatever. So a Ninja, you could kind of put the blender and food processor into one and not have to actually buy both of those appliances.
Right. I have a Ninja blender that came with both.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing that I use it constantly.
Now,
Super handy to chop things quickly. It's super handy to make smoothies in, very easy cleanup. Like, I can't complain. It's
so
basically a great appliance.
I have on there the Ninja Express Chopper, which is a different appliance.
What's in your hand? Is that it?
Yes, it looks
We
like
have show and tell
it
for
looks
those of you
yeah.
that are just
Because
listening.
there's some stuff on here we were like, what the heck is that thing? This is actually kind of gross. I didn't. It needs to be cleaned a
Because I
little better.
knew I brought things to show David because I knew he'd be like, "Show me what that is," and
Yeah,
he brought things as he
I
knew
brought
I would ask
because I have
him.
some really weird things that I use all the time. I love. This is one of them. So it looks like it's this. If I can see it from my camera,
Okay, I have one of those.
you have
Yes.
one of these. It's a little tiny
Mm-hmm.
chopper. I
Yes.
love this thing. I've had this thing
Me too.
for 8 years.
Wow.
I had it since they came out. I love this thing. I had it for Christmas years ago. It even has a split down the side,
Oh my God, it does.
and it's like it doesn't leak or anything, so I don't replace it. It's fine. And you know what it is then, so you know this little motor. I use this
Mm-hmm.
thing to chop onions. If I'm in a hurry and I making a chili and I
Yes.
don't have time to chop and like really get into it, I'm like I gotta make a meal real quick and get out the door or just go to bed or whatever. I'll literally take an onion, quarter it, throw it in, bell pepper, quarter it, throw it in, whatever whole veggies I get, pop, 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 a couple of times. It's almost like a slap chop, 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 chop,
Yes.
and I just throw it in. Fantastic, love this thing. I also make nice cream in it.
Yes, I do too.
I would literally make a whole thing of ice cream, pull the blade out, and just like a spoon, just eat right out of it. It's also great
Look
for
at you.
storing. It's got a lid, so I love my. It's in there. They're cheap. It's like what, $15, I think. It's like
Yeah, and I think
relatively
they come
cheap.
as a combo. You can get the Ninja like blender, and then you can get that little food processor as like a combo, because that's
Yes,
what we did.
they do have some combos.
Um,
I got mine separated out though.
and as vegans, we chop a lot of vegetables. So if you can make it easier for yourself with like a Ninja chopper or any kind of food processor, do so. It'll make your life so much
So much
easier.
easier.
There's just so much chopping.
That's like the hardest part. I think about just that's it. But big thing about being a vegan is you're just so much. There's so much chopping.
So much chopping.
Oh my god! I might use this tonight for my meal prep. Holy crap!
All right, so let's move into gadgets. Now, my husband and I are kitchen gadget lovers. We have like two drawers full of different gadgets. We actually had to like downsize a little bit because they were having trouble closing the drawers. We like gadgets, and I didn't even include everything on here because they're not necessary. Not all of these are necessary, but they do make things a little bit easier. So let's start with like some fruit related things. So you've all seen the pineapple corer, I'm assuming. Um, I didn't bring it with me, but it's like a metal tube with a handle at the top. It's got a blade at the bottom, and you just shove it down a freaking pineapple. It cores it. It gets the whole outer shell, like the pineapple away from the outer part, and you literally just pull out this perfect freaking ringlet of pineapple. I don't know who made this, but I love this person because they are such a bitch to cut up, and like you waste so much pineapple trying to get that core out. It's perfect. Get it. They're like $10. Pineapple core, get it.
I don't have I want one, but I don't have one because I'm slightly more allergic to pineapple.
We've talked about this,
So
yes.
so I've actually avoided getting
Correct
one of
you.
these because I would maybe eat more pineapple. I love pineapple, and I would eat more of it. So I'm like, if I have this, I would have reason to get more pineapple, and then I would never be able to talk.
No, you'd sound like Daffy
I
Duck.
would go like this. If I eat too much pineapple, I talk like this. My tongue gets so swollen. It sounds like yeah,
That's what I sounded like when I got my tongue pierced a long time ago.
very similar, very similar. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so I also have a mango corer and peeler, and I brought this one. So this is what it looks like.
Yes.
And you literally like, so you make a kind of a flat part of the mango where it's like standing up, and then you just shove this thing down. It peels the sides off, takes the big freaking seed out the middle, and it just leaves you with the mango meat. What the heck do I call that?
Flesh.
Ooh, okay, that's a better word. The
Uh,
mango flesh. Oh my god.
yeah, I don't
It
know. What
is
else. It all sounds like terrible, but also
they do.
right. Also, but also correct. It's really weird.
And so my husband bought this, and I was like, this is not going to work. There's no way this works. And he's like, well, let's just try. It was cheap. Let's just try. It is amazing. And I'm from Florida, and mangoes are very prevalent there. You just eat them constantly. And if I had one of these growing up, my life would have been much simpler because you like waste a ton of mango trying to
Yeah.
cut that shit off. I end up just like holding the big freaking seed and trying to bite pieces off. This thing just kind of eliminates all that mess.
I don't think I have one of those. I might have to grab one.
They're very, very handy. Um, Another fruit gadget I've been playing with this now. This is a citrus peeler, and I got this from Pampered Chef like fucking a decade ago or something. And it just looks like, I mean, it looks like you would like a sewing utensil almost.
I was wondering what that
But
was.
right. So this end of it, like one end has this like sharp hook, and that's where you start the peel on an orange and you like dig into the peel. And then you use the like pointed part of the other end to like peel the whole thing, and you start and it will peel like a big circle
Huh.
down the orange, so you never have to like dig your nails into it. You never have to like kind of like pry a freaking orange open. You can just shove this little thing in and it peels it perfectly. I know, sound dirty.
We're recording, right? You ain't gotta like just say it. You can.
Listen. um, so I will leave a link for this because this isn't something I think you can find at like Target or anything.
I've never seen
I'm
that before.
only Yeah, I've only seen it on Pampered Chef, and it is very, very handy. I eat a lot of citrus, so well, I'd say a lot of oranges when they're in season. I love oranges. Again, I'm from Florida, South Florida, so that's just part of who I am.
It's just who it is.
It's just who I is. So I asked my husband. I said, "What kind of like kitchen gadgets do you think I would use? Like I use a lot, or that vegans would use?" And I'm assuming he said tofu press because he knows that's on my Christmas list. So I'm thinking maybe I'm getting a tofu press for Christmas.
You might be getting some from Santa Claus.
Because he immediately answered with that, just very quick. I'm like, wonder why that's on your mind. That's weird.
It also sounds like a man that's heard that way too much and is like, oh my God, a tofu press. If I hear the word tofu press one more time, I'm going to put you in a tofu press.
I need one.
Oh
so
my
bad.
God. I'm sorry, but this is what WWE, if you guys are listening to the Wrestling Federation, if you're listening, you need a vegan wrestler, and their finishing move is called the tofu press.
Oh my God.
You're welcome. You can send royalty checks to me.
Oh man. Oh, my cheeks hurt from laughing.
It's fantastic. That's all.
That's all I can picture now.
Yeah, it's the wrestler going, "I'll put you in the tofu press."
Yes. I hate you, but I love you at the same time.
That's what I do.
All right. One more little gadget that I have on my list is avocado storage. This is weird, but
I have one too.
yeah. So like I have this little container. I have some other things. I have like this it's like almost like a rubber thing that kind of goes over it too. So I have a few avocado saver kind of things because very rarely do I eat a full avocado in one
Same.
sitting. I don't, sometimes, but very rarely. So there's always a half left over and they go bad so easily. So if you can find a way to like save it where it doesn't go bad quickly. And here's a tip for anyone that doesn't know: you can put lemon juice on top of an avocado and it stops it from turning brown. Same for an apple. So a little tip there, so your stuff doesn't go bad on you. Ew.
Eggs on brown. Like I know it's okay, but I just can't do it. Like
No. So like anyway, I can store the avocado and keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's one of my gadgets.
I have one time of those. I have one that came with a cutting tool. You just
Oh,
put
I
on
have
top
one of
of
those
it, push
too.
it in case it's little squirrers. Little squirrers. So after gadgets, we have a thing on a list called knickknacks. This is a kind of a list that I put on. I didn't really thought these were gadgets so much.
No,
They're
they
just
are
kind of little
knickknacks.
weird little knickknack things. But these are things that I actually, I'll admit, the one you added, I use fairly regularly. So these first three are ones that I actually hunted down when I started cooking more. I realized like, oh my God, I need these
Yes.
in my life. One is ramekins. And a ramekin is any small ceramic or glass bowl that's used for holding like sauces or spices, anything you're cooking with. Or if you're serving food to someone, you put like your ketchup and stuff in it. That's what he used my house. They use my house a lot for if I have fries. Instead of putting a bunch of ketchup on the plate that just goes over everything, I use a little ramekin, put it in there. But it came in handy when I noticed I needed it when I was cooking more and I needed to measure out my spices. Or I needed to have I need to have a little bowl of onion, a little bowl of bell pepper because they're getting, or mushrooms, because they're getting sauteed at different times. Because if you're making like a spaghetti, right? And like I grew up like the bell peppers and onions and mushrooms in my spaghetti. I don't know if that's traditional, but that's what we put in my spaghetti growing up. But you don't put mushrooms in immediately because they saute really fast. They'll just turn to nothing immediately. But onions are more hardy, so you put those in at the beginning. But you don't have so much room on a cutting board. So I realized I was basically just putting everything in at once. It was messing up the textures and the flavors. So these ramekins, I would cut my onion up, put them in a bowl, cut my mushrooms up, put them in a bowl, bell pepper in a bowl. So
It's
as
like
I
you're
was,
a fancy chef on
yeah,
a
oh,
cooking
and
show.
it does. It adds a little bit of that, like, kind of brings you into it a little more. It's a little, makes it a little more fun.
Yeah.
Also, they're great if you're baking and you're
Hmm.
doing anything that requires a lot of different ingredients that need to go in at different times, or just measuring it out. I'll put a ramekin out and go this much salt, this much, and I'll read my recipe with my phone or a book, and I'll put everything into one ramekin and go ahead and measure it out, so I don't have to keep going back and forth and back and forth. Especially if you're in the middle of cooking and you realize you forgot to get your cumin out, and now you're trying to
Right.
throw in a bunch of cumin before it burns or whatever. So ramekins are amazing just for general food prep, for measuring out spices, having them ready, or just having sauces or anything on or even like a small side you need to actually have separated out.
And here's a little weird tip.
Oh,
You can find beautiful vintage ramekins at like thrift stores and yard sales. I have some beautiful ones. I kind of started to collect little ones. I don't know why. It's just I find these really, really pretty ones. So it can definitely be like a little would we say that one time your eyes eat before your mouth does? You can make a pretty little dish with a pretty little ramekin too. Like it makes it a little bit more fancy.
yeah, I mean, it's you kind of eat to live and live to eat a little bit, and kind
Mm-hmm.
of putting a little more care into the food you prepare and how you prepare it. Gives it puts a little more enjoyment into it, especially if
Yes.
it's the end of the week and you're wore out from work or school or family and taking care of the house, like that. Putting a little extra into the food you cook and enjoying it in that way just it can add a little bit more to your day and give you a little bit of an up that you probably need,
Yeah. Makes
especially
it
in the now
less of a
times.
chore too.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
also it's if you're having something where you don't want you have like I love using ranch for fries, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it on something else on my plate. I keep it separated out so I'm not having to like take up space on my plate and stuff for that.
Right.
Another thing that I have in here that I love and I use
I
a
use this
lot.
too.
I love this thing. Is this guy right here?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the same one?
I have a Pampered Chef one.
Okay, I was
Again,
like,
I
if it's
bought
the
a
same one,
bunch
that'd
of
be so
shit
cool.
10 years ago and I still have all of it.
I think I got this at it's made by Kitchen Art, but I got it at Williams Sonoma and it was super cheap actually. It's like
Right.
$5, not that. But it is. I'm talking. No one can see what I'm talking about.
I know.
It's an adjustable measuring spoon, and it
Mm-hmm.
goes from half teaspoon all the way down to 1 tablespoon. And the slider part comes off, so it's easy to clean,
Yep.
take apart, and easy. And I use this. I made banana bread today, and I
Mm.
needed to measure out like baking soda and baking powder and cinnamon and all that right here. And I didn't have to like have a bunch of spoons out. It's a save space in the drawer. And it goes again. It's half tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 1.5, 2.5, and then 1 tablespoon. Um, so I use this whenever I'm cooking anything. This is almost always being used. This is constantly in the dishwasher. I'm constantly using it.
Right. And it sounds like it's like such a simple thing, but again, it's something that makes things a little bit quicker. You're not searching for the different tool, the different measuring spoon. It's all on the one thing. These are just kind of like tools that'll help things go a little bit faster. So you're
Exactly.
not in the kitchen for 7 years. Again,
Exactly.
I love using exaggerated time frames if anyone hasn't
That's
noticed.
gazillion, bajillion, thousand years.
Get used to it.
Uh, Another thing that you're Italian. You get garlic.
Yes.
You about to say something.
Yes.
So
I am very Italian and I love garlic in everything.
so I was gonna get a garlic press, the traditional. Put a piece in, you squeeze it, and
Hmm.
I was like, I didn't. You know me, I don't like the traditional stuff sometimes, and like I want something that, no, right. I wanted something for garlic because I love the living hell out of garlic. But the
Hmm.
garlic press seems like there was so much wasted and left behind, like the oils, and
Yes.
they're from the oils in the garlic that's what at least seeps into your food, right? So I'm like, what can I get that's gonna like not have all this crap left behind? And I came across again in Williams Sonoma because there was one down the road from me at the time. Is a grinder. Actually,
Neil, show me what this
it's
is.
called the Garlic Twist, and
Ooh.
they have the garlictwist.com. So what it is, it's two pieces.
Okay.
And the way I can explain how it looks like, what it looks like is, It reminds me of what someone would use to break up their weed.
Oh my God, I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if you'd be mad at me for
No,
saying
it's fine.
that.
We're all adults here.
That is a weed grinder
It's
right
what it
there.
looks like. It's plastic, and I've had this for almost 10 years. I've had this for a
Right.
insane amount of time. There's no. I was worried that like the little tines, the little grinding tines would break.
Yeah, it would get stuck in there or
Right.
something.
I could put like 3 cloves of garlic, and you just
Whoa.
the initial like crunch is kind of difficult. It kind of a little bit of a pressure.
But then
Once
it's easy,
and you
right?
just all it is interlocking
I
teeth. It
need
just
one of
grind,
these.
and if you the more you grind, the more fine it gets. Uh,
Hmm.
so all I do is just twist it, and then I kind of offset the teeth. So and then it's almost like an X. The teeth are in the middle, and
Oh,
then the
yeah, yeah,
garlic
yeah.
is like perpendicular to it. I take my finger or a spoon and go boop, and knock it out. All the oils, all of it comes out at one time. And you don't have like this. The cleanup is rinse it off dishwasher.
Right, right.
Everything comes because the teeth are so close together. It's not stuck. Ooh, hit my mic. Sorry about that, guys. The teeth are so close together, it doesn't get stuck in the teeth. So you
Yeah,
get
because that's what the press does. It gets stuck in there,
right.
right?
There's no cleanup other than rinse it, and that's it.
Okay,
Dishwasher
I
because it
need
smells
the
like
link
garlic.
to this too.
This is probably one of my other than my list is straight up my favorite stuff.
Right, right.
This guy and that measure spoon, I love these damn things. I've used this thing
Yeah.
so much. It's like so much. It's like it's not dirty. It's just kind of like stained from like all the garlic
Right.
use. It's kind of cloudy because I've used it for so long and so much.
I'm literally gonna put that in
I
my own stocking
I
because I
love
buy
this
my
thing so
own
much.
stocking stuff. So I'm gonna put a garlic press or garlic grinder in
Yeah,
my
the
stocking.
garlic twist. I love this freaking thing.
I like that it's clear too. I don't know why. For some
Yeah,
reason, I like that.
yeah. I've seen them around. They still make them, but
Okay, I'm
yeah,
gonna look
they're
for it.
fantastic. Uh,
One of the things I have on this list is silicone baking sheets. These are super handy. So instead of like spraying your cookie sheets with whatever, I don't even know if there's any vegan spray. Is there vegan spray? I don't know.
yes.
um, Instead of like spraying it or anything like that, you can use these silicone, like they're literally just like a sheet of silicone that you just put on your cookie sheets. I don't know how else to put it. Like how else would you say that? But nothing like sticks to them. They make the best cookies when I use those. Like
Yeah.
they're perfectly evenly brown. I don't know why, but it's magic and they make cleanup very easy too. So
The
I
first
definitely recommend.
I have some, and the first time I used them, it freaked me out. I afraid I was gonna mess them up. Like they would like melt or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, I'm
Because
having a
it
gooey
seems
mess.
wrong.
Yeah, like I'm putting like essentially like plastic or rubber in the
Right.
oven. Like I'm gonna have a mess. Oh, wait, that works. That's weird.
Yeah.
Should that work? I don't know. I guess it does. Magic. But yes, it's I have one of those as well, and I love it as well. I have as well.
As well.
I
We
have, I have a
one more
small one and
thing.
a large one. Yes. So I have one more thing. Don't push me.
No, I'm just going.
Don't shove me
David's
down the
being
road.
mean.
So the last thing on this list is mason jars.
Super good.
Great for storage, obviously. I use them for smoothies. So
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing, and some people probably know this, but I think it's a fantastic little hack. Most traditional style blenders, the blade in the little screw-on cap fits on a standard mason jar opening, not the big
Mm-hmm.
wide ones, a traditional like smaller opening. So I have a smoothie every morning for breakfast. I've been doing the same thing for like 2 or 3 years in the morning, and I have a blender that I fill up my mason jar, screw on the blender piece, and
Mm-hmm.
I've never actually used the jar, the main blender jar. I only use it to make smoothies in the morning in a mason jar, and
That's so crazy.
it's so much easier to. And I have the blender piece if I need it, but I also have a Ninja blender I use. It was a cheap blender, and again, you're not it's in the okay. The directions of the blender say don't do this. Um, if you want to
We are
find
not going to be held
right,
responsible for
ca-
any injuries.
right. So if you're looking for a blender that does this, you want to find the traditional, like screw-on, old school looking blender types, and you want to get one that has a glass jug, like the main blender part is glass. If you go in this
Mm-hmm.
plastic, those won't work. They're not rated for glass, and they can actually explode on you. And also read Amazon. If you're getting it from Amazon, read reviews. That's what I did. I read reviews, and then one says this works great with mason jars. Like, sweet.
There you go.
Mason jars are great just for mainly for, that's why I use it for smoothies. So, of course, storage, stuff like that. But use it for
Yeah.
smoothies.
You can make a really pretty pantry with a bunch of mason jars. Fill in with all your lentils and your beans and all that stuff. Be all pretty.
Yep.
Um, so that is the end of our list of kitchen gadgets. That would be, well, kitchen tools. Let's go with kitchen tools for vegans. I mean, they're great for anybody, but these will help you meal prep and make your dinners and all that stuff a lot faster.
Yeah.
And that's, the whole goal. We don't want to spend all day in the kitchen. We're already spending more time than most people are. So let's just make it quick, easy with these handy little things
And enjoyable.
and enjoyable and fancier, a little bit fancier.
Well, pinky in the
We're all
air.
about-
Just as you cook, just hold your pinky in the air.
So I'm sure we forgot something. I'm sure there's something on here that, or something that we didn't list that you guys love and we want to hear all about it. So, like always, you can message us on Instagram at The Average Vegans or email us at theaveragevegans@gmail.com. You can find our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Pocket Casts, and anywhere else you get your podcast fix. Make sure to leave us a review. We're begging, please leave us a review and recommend us to your friends, family, coworkers, strangers, the delivery driver. Your show notes, links for all of these little products. I will find all of them so you guys can buy them yourself. They will all be found on our website at theaveragevegans.com. We love to hear from you. Message us on social, email us, whatever. We want to hear about your vegan story, your favorite vegan treats, your episode suggestions, and your favorite kitchen tools. That's it.
That's it.
That's all I got.
I was letting you do your spiel. All right. Well,
That's my spiel.
until next time, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye.